What's going on, guys? It's Krueger from DK Fitness, where we help people achieve their fitness and weight loss goals in a fun and sustainable way through optimized nutrition and coaching. Today I'm going to talk to you about carbohydrates, and are they bad? Are they the enemy? It's tough to say. If you grew up in the 90s, I think fat was the enemy. And then as you got into the 2000s, with Atkins and the keto diet getting really popular, carbs became the enemy. And these days, I can't even remember who the enemy is anymore. There's usually something every couple of years where people go crazy over this new, or maybe sometimes old and regurgitated diet fad, and that's the flavor of the month. So the question for today is, are carbohydrates bad? The short answer is no, they are not bad. The longer answer is there are individuals who may be a diabetic or have some sort of medical reason to be ultra conservative and cognizant of their carbohydrate intake, but for the vast majority of people that I work with that don't have any kind of medical issues, carbohydrates are not going to be something that we need to look at as bad. However, there's a very wide range of different carbohydrates out there, and they can't all be looked at in a vacuum. We have to look at all those different types of foods differently because they're going to be metabolized very differently. When you look at a nutritional label, just because you see 20 grams of carbohydrates in one item and 20 grams of carbohydrates in another item does not mean that they're going to have the same impact on your body. There's a huge misconception that a calorie is a calorie. That is not the case. The combination of all the nutrients in whatever food we're looking at is going to dictate how your body metabolizes that and what the hormonal response in your body is going to be. And that is something that a lot of people miss. So the way I like to make it easier on my clients is I provide a little tip, and it's called the rule of 5. So if they're in doubt as to whether or not something is a good carbohydrate, and they're not able to get in touch with me for whatever reason, and they need to try to make a decision on their own, they can use the rule of 5 to help shed some light on what they're looking at. So if you're in the bread aisle or the tortilla aisle at the grocery store and you're trying to decide between all the different types of options that are in front of you, you can pick something up, look at the nutritional label, and take a look at how many how many carbohydrates are in one serving of that item. And then you're also going to look at how much fiber is in one serving of that item. And you're going to divide the total carbohydrates in one serving by the total fiber in one serving. For example, if you've got a tortilla that has 20 grams of carbohydrates and 5 grams of fiber, you're going to divide 20 by 5. And that's going to give you something kind of like a metric that you can use to judge carbohydrates. So if you do the tortilla example, you've got 20 grams of carbohydrates divided by 5 grams of fiber, that's going to give you a number of 4. And the rule of 5 says that anything below 5, when you're looking at this carbohydrate to fiber ratio, is really good. And anything above 5 is worth taking a second look at, and when you get up to 10, 15, 20, 30, that is not something that you need to be consuming because your body is going to metabolize that very quickly, and you're going to get a lot of sugar into your blood very quickly, and that's going to lead to a spike in insulin, that's what's really going to drive the fat storage. So the impact of the fiber on the carbohydrate is going to be huge, and that needs to be taken into account. So using the rule of 5 is a good rule of thumb to stick to. The way I read it is anything below 5 is really good. Anything from 5 to 7 is still pretty good. If you start getting towards 10 on most items, that's where you want to start looking for other options. And anything double digits, just try to skip it and go for something that's lower on that. So you're going to find that things like Ezekiel bread or sprouted grain bread are always going to come in pretty good. Things like quinoa are going to be a little bit better than rice, even brown rice. Things like certain tortillas like the Joseph's brand that we really like, very high in fiber, that's going to rate incredibly well. Whereas if you look at a standard old Mission flour tortilla, it's going to rate pretty poorly. So don't get too caught up in looking in, okay, this one's got 30 grams of carbs, this one's got 20, the one with 20 is automatically better. Not necessarily. That carb to fiber ratio is going to be your guiding light when trying to figure out what's a good carb and what's a bad carb. So I hope this helps you guys navigate the carb and food landscape. If you've got any questions about this type of thing, or if you've got any questions about the rule of 5 or carbohydrates in general, shoot a message to dkrueger at dkruegerfit.com. If you're interested in our one-on-one coaching where we hold your hand through every step of the process, create customized protocols for you, and are on call 24/7 to answer your nutrition questions, shoot a message to dkrueger at dkruegerfit.com and we'll get you started. Cruise on by dkruegerfit.com and see all the free nutritional content just like this that we have on the site, as well as cooking videos, recipe videos, and workout content. I'll see you guys in the next video.